Okay, let's see if this is all running okay. How is the audio? Is there going to be any type of feedback? I can already tell this won't be a PG-13 stream like last time. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more PG-13. Yeah, YouTube was not happy with the last stream. And, I can't blame them. I have more reasons to be infuriated at the moment, except those are my fun little issues, not anybody else's. Okay. So, thank you everybody who is joining us right now and who is joining us in the future watching this. Hopefully I will keep things a little bit more interesting. Actually, if you give me a quick moment, I wrote down a couple of little itty-bitty things to talk about. Just gotta pull them up. And by a couple, I actually mean a couple. I only have two things, even though I know there is more on the list of things I could have put down. But as usual, it is the chat that really dictates what I talk about, because you guys are the reason I am here doing all of this. I already did much of the legwork for setting this up, so I'm not going to be jumping all around like last time. And yeah, let's go ahead and enjoy whatever comes out of all this. Nope, not Halo style teabagging, regular teabagging. I listened to bits and pieces of the last audio stream I did, and so I got an idea of some things I need to do better on, some things that I should just not do at all, and some things that went pretty well. Right now my mic is saying that there is a lot of background noise or something. Let me know if the audio is okay. There's no weird little mishaps with the background music, anything of the sort. One of the things I need to do better at is I need to read what people actually say in the live chat. Because if somebody is just listening, let's say as a podcast, they're not going to know what I'm talking about. Like I mentioned before, all of this is just some form of practice. Doesn't help that the chat is about 15 seconds behind the quote-unquote live stream. And I don't want to start right away, because I know there's going to be some more viewers who are slowly trickling in. Right now we've got a grand total of 3, one of those being me, so 2 other people. Let's see, I suppose I'll talk a little bit about my day, and I will do the opposite of an endorsement for a car company, good old Nissan. In fact, that's what I'll do right now, before we talk about anything too important or serious or anything of the sort. So I have myself a 2015 Nissan Sentra, and this car is just shy of 80,000 miles. At this point, I may very well have, earlier today, before there were 6, now we're up to 4. So yes, hopefully more people trickle in. But yes, like I was saying, good old Nissan, less than 80,000 miles, like 79,000 and change. 79,900 and something miles is what I have on it right now. And I am fairly certain I've put more money into fixing it than the car itself at this point. The latest thing I was told today really got my goat. This is my attempt at cleaning up my language. There's apparently some kind of a software issue, which is Nissan's fault, not my fault. And Nissan says I have to pay for their mistake. When it's all said and done, about $380 for a software issue. One that apparently was going on for a good 6 years. Yeah, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16... No, not 12. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18... 2013? It's been a while. And they somehow did not miss this. Or they did miss this, but did not pick up on it. And now they're getting people like me stuck with the bill to fix their mistake. I already put $960 some last week into fixing this thing. And now I gotta put another $380. Technically it should be more than $380, but I can't afford the rest of the stuff they need to do. So, at this point, I am not going to be buying any Nissans in the foreseeable future. So, a quote from the comment section. So, it's been going on for 6 years, but has to be addressed now. Apparently, they issued this bulletin a couple of years back, I think. I'm not entirely sure when they issued it. But at the very least, it was the 2018 model that was the last one that had this issue. So 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Nissan Sentra are the ones who had this issue. Somehow they did not catch it for those 6 years. And again, they're making me pay for it. Here is an example of how I do my business. One year, when I was at a convention that I've been to before, somebody came up and they pointed out my, which one was it? My Super Saiyan Vegeta color changing mug. And they said it was really cool, except unfortunately, about a year and a half after they got theirs, it stopped glowing. They did not put it in the dishwasher, which would kill it. They don't know what happened to it. They did not leave it in the sunlight. For some reason, sunlight also ruins it. So they don't know what went wrong. And, yeah, shrug. So what I did was I had a couple of extra pieces, and I gave them one. Because I don't like the idea of my products being associated with crap. It's a bad look for me. And something that will always stick with me, and we'll talk about this more in the future being this podcast, is I am nothing if not a man who loves his quality. Oop, careful, buddy. Sorry, but that was my old cat trying to jump on the couch, even though he's not supposed to jump on anything. But yes, I've made it no secret from this or anything else. I am a filthy, filthy capitalist, and I have no issue whatsoever with making as much money as humanly possible. But even if I am a multi-billionaire, one thing that will never change is I will always be hunting for quality, and I will want all of my products to be considered high quality. It is a personal thing, a part of me that probably will never go away. So that is one of my Dragon's Treasure guarantees by the T-Man. If something ends up being low quality, let me know and I shall fix it. Even at personal expense to me. What do we have at the moment? Back to 3 viewers. Somebody came by and left. That's how much they cared about me. Of course, making a nice little joke, I do know how a live stream viewership goes. Usually not all that high, compared to what you have. There is one streamer I have, a Mr. Nick Ricada, who ended up scheduling a live stream at the same 3 p.m. time slot I had. So I decided to reschedule just in case. He tried to steal all 3 of my viewers. One of those 3 being me. And he did. Right now I'm not doing anything too intensive. I'm just putting labels on little plastic baggies. At this point, there's a little bit too much quiet going on now, so I might as well get into some of the things I want to talk about. And luckily, since I brought up Mr. Nick Ricada, I can go ahead and segue. Last night, he had on a... He's not a YouTuber. He's the former lead designer for the original World of Warcraft, Mr. Mark Kern. And I asked him a few questions. Namely, what happened to Blizzard that they became such a despicable company? And how can people like me help avoid it? He said a lot of things, but the thing that really stuck with me was how Blizzard back in the day was very similar to me in terms of quality. Where they've at points lost millions of dollars because they shelved a project that they felt was not Blizzard quality. So if anyone tries to say, oh, Blizzard games have always sucked, no, they didn't. Don't be that guy. I hate those types of people. I really love something, they do one thing I don't like, they've always been awful. You know that type of crowd. So anyway, so he mentioned, at this point they've had StarCraft, Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. Have they had other projects before then? I think so, but I can't remember. But I mean, at this point, they've made a name for themselves. They were well known. And to launch World of Warcraft, what the big bosses up at top did was they took the people they hired and put them into crunch time. Hello, Faith. How are you doing today? So yes, they took the people working on the MMORPG World of Warcraft. This accent. World of Warcraft. I hope that came through okay. And they put those people through the grinder. You know, 12-hour days, I'm guessing at this point. But long, long days, really cracking the whip. And then at the end of it all, they were gonna just let a bunch of them go. Which used to be something Blizzard was thoroughly against. Their version of a pump and dump. Hire a bunch of people, crunch them as hard as you can, and when the project is finished, toss them. Something I have no intention of doing at any point ever. And I'm enjoying the fact that I can say stuff like this right now, because later on in the future, when my back is against the wall, I can do the right thing. I can do the right thing and say, hey, look at me. I said I was going to do this all those years ago. Quote from the chat. I mean, the only problem with that is the Valve system, where so much is shelved that people lose interest and motivation to do anything. Or the Valve problem, where so much is shelved that people lose interest and motivation to do anything. Yes, there is definitely... At some point I'm going to talk about certain aspects of business that you can't really write down on a piece of paper and mathematically do it. I mentioned before, like the currency of not retribution, the currency of respect, the currency of goodwill, the currency of just knowing that this person is legit. And those things go much further than physical cash does. Especially when you already have the cash. If you don't have the cash, maybe not so much. In fact, actually, yeah, I would say cash is more important if you're like in a situation what I am in. But especially if you have money, You got the damn money. Work with the people. Make them feel like what they're getting is a good product. Make them feel like they're actually listened to and cared for. All of that nice stuff. And so Mark Kern, the person I mentioned, who was on Nick Ricada's stream, he mentioned that he did not like this whole pump and dump system they were about to do. And he was talking to one of the executives. It's getting so people want to make their own things to get what they want. I would say that's not too much of a bad thing. I mean, I'm doing that. I'm making my own things to get what I want. But I'm not doing it for a nefarious means. So yes, one of the things that the person told him was when Mark said, "Hey, this is not what we're all about. We don't pump and dump people. This is not good. This is not what Blizzard stands for." And the executive said, "Yes, but we are a real company now." And that's really put a steak knife in my heart. Because I have seen that version of bad things in many, many different ways. Of people who always get so high and mighty, and then when push comes to shove, and they get put in situations which they've always imagined, they suddenly become much, much different. Which I will say this now, I legitimately can't remember if I'm 31 or 32 years old. I am 31 or 32 years old, and my cat is currently trying to get on my lap. Musashi? Musashi? Yeah, what are you doing? Okay, whatever. What was it? Oh yeah. So I am in my early 30s, and throughout my entire existence as a human being on this plane, I have had older people tell me all sorts of garbage, like, "Hey, when you come across this event in your life, or when you get older in general, you will change too, and things will be different. Yada, yada, yada." And you know what? They were wrong. At least with me. Your opinion on finances and capitalism and whatnot will change when you have to pay rent. Guess what I'm doing? I am paying rent. And not a damn thing has changed. You will see what it's like when you get your first job. I got my first job at age 18. I was going to be a knight for medieval times, swinging the nice big broad axe and the mace. That's not what my role was supposed to be. But most of the jobs, aside from training, consisted of cleaning up horse poop. So yes, I get to claim to be one of those guys whose first job involved cleaning up horse poop. So I do not want to hear any stuff about... I was going to get off on a bad tangent. Let me backtrack that a little bit. But yeah, the type of guy who was cleaning up horse poop as his first job, getting my first paycheck, told me all these things about how my opinions would change. Did not. How things would be different if I fell in love. I fell in love. Things were not that different. I got my first car when I started my business. Did medieval times pay well? Yes and no. So, it was a bit of an interesting little thing that was going on, where they were desperate for people. Their initial way of paying was $10 an hour if you were going to be training to be a knight. And then you would make $12 an hour when you actually became a knight. But since things were so backed up, and they needed people so badly, they just went $12 an hour just straight on through. And there was a lot of time and a half because I was putting in 12 to 13 hour days, 5 to 6 days a week, which is a lot. definitely a lot of work. And it was physical, grueling work too. So, because I was doing this while training for my mixed martial arts career. So you can imagine how thoroughly exhausted I was. Have you ever played EverQuest? I have not played EverQuest. Heard a lot of interesting things about old school EverQuest. Things that made me interested. But alas, those times have passed. If I could go back in time, I probably would. Hi, I'm an apathetic monster. Oh, don't say that about yourself. That's the person's name. Small, highly profitable niches are a thing. Brand loyalty is valuable. It is why brands even exist and why companies are so defensive of them. I thoroughly agree. Actually, I don't usually think of myself as a brand, and that is a mistake in my part. I do need to start thinking more in terms of brandness. Because the brand of Dragon's Treasure is going to be extending in the future to a lot, and I mean a lot, of different industries. I've made many comments in the past about how we're going to have our own anime dubbing studio because I utterly despise Funimation and... God, what else is out there at this point? I don't even know. They pretty much have a monopoly. But I'm going to put Funimation out of business. That is my promise. Where am I from? Currently, I'm just outside of Chicago, but originally, I was from a small Eastern European village in the country of Bulgaria, which somehow still exists. Which is partially where this weird accent comes from, though it's kind of my own weird, unique accent. It's not a common one. And so yes, in terms of the brand loyalty thing like that was mentioned, I plan to have that because, one, my quality is going to be always good no matter what I do. And two, and I'm finding this actually a little bit surprising, people seem to be kind of surprised. Yo, I come from Bulgaria. I should have guessed from your last name, Mr. Radoslav Christrov. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? About brands. Brand loyalty. Oh, yes. So all my stuff is going to be high quality. And something that surprises me is that people seem to not expect me to reply to comments on videos over a year old. Guess what, everybody? As long as I can still maintain it, I'm going to read every single comment that I see, even if I don't reply to it. So rest assured, if you make a comment on one of my videos, or reply to somebody else's comment, I am going to see it. And I am always going to be within reach. I shouldn't say always. I'm sure at some point it'll get to be too much. Like when I get to the point where I have 1 million followers, I'm not going to be able to reply to every single person. And I'll have to set up some systems to deal with that. As long as I can maintain it, I am going to be there to be able to reply to everybody. And if not me, a representative who should know damn well, if you slack off, you're gone. I will be a very no-nonsense kind of boss. There are 60 videos? 60? There should be only 40. Interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I only have 40 videos. Meh, whatever. I will have a little bit more as time goes on. Obviously, I've not had time to work on my Dragon Ball video since, what was it, Saturday? Brand loyalty keeps a lot of companies going. Who was it that said it? What was his name? I forgot his name. Hold on. I got one of his books up on my shelf over here. The Famous Investor. Warren Buffett, that was it. He always said that either Warren Buffett said this, or he's quoting somebody else who said it, which is, If Coca-Cola lost every single little thing they had and can only keep one part of their entire company, their entire business, the only thing they would need is the logo, Coca-Cola. Because people recognize that logo. They trust that logo. They want to drink from that logo. If they have that, they can rebuild every single thing back up. And that's kind of the feel I want to have with Dragon's Treasure. There's going to be some challenges in the future, because the bigger you grow, quality tends to go down when you gotta mass produce things. I am studying and studying and studying some more, trying to find ways around it. Which I've got some ideas. Companies will pay millions for logos and the like. That is correct. There is also another side of it in which companies can get too greedy trying to protect their logos, which ends up creating kind of a bad reputation, a bad taste in people's mouths for the actions they take. For me, when I get nice and big and famous and all that, I am most definitely going to have people keeping an eye on my logo and my brand and making sure nobody is stealing from that. But I'm going to make it much, much easier for normal everyday fans to be able to use my stuff in an official setting. I'm not going to go into all the details of what I have planned, at least now without an NDA, but I am working on a system to deal with that. It'll be a system that's going to evolve once we actually put it into practice, because there's going to be a lot of questions and a lot of what-ifs. I definitely need a lawyer, but a lawyer is going to be far off into the future. Do you like fan... I love fan projects. Because, kind of like with, how can I keep... Oh yeah, Skyrim. Skyrim had some of the best mods out of any game I've ever seen. It was the golden age of modding. And you see all the different ways that fans are able to make something even better than the original. And I know damn well with some of my projects, I'm going to come up with ideas, and the fans are going to take those ideas and make them better. It's just the way it is. I don't think it'll be possible to not do that for anything. Ooh, let me stretch out a little bit. I've been hunched over so much back in the tees. Gives me a bad back. Okay. Hoopa. Minecraft mods shake up the game so much. I've not played Minecraft, but looking at the simplicity of the coding and whatnot, I can imagine. But, yeah, like what Disney did to keep Mickey Mouse in them. Disney is an interesting story. I've read up a bit about them, not in depth. Like, I've read books that have sections on Disney, but not a book on Disney, is what I mean. And it's very interesting just how deep they go to keep that Disney feel. Unfortunately, they've lost it in the past decade or so, due in pretty much all parts entirely their fault. But they were holding on a little bit too tight. And then when they started to try and copyright old children's tales, no good. Also, one guy got hired at Bethesda by making a mod for Skyrim, adding a whole new questline and map. That is amazing. Do you know which questline and map that is? I want to know a little bit about that. That is incredible. Yeah, for myself too, reaching out to fans who show me they can make awesome things is something I plan to do myself. I'm gonna be either the loosest strict boss you'll have, or the strictest loose boss that you will ever have. Whoa, what is going on here? Give me 1 second, ladies and gents. I made a small mistake, I think, with my... Oh, no I didn't. Never mind. Okay, I am back to doing whatever I was doing. I am enjoying a stream like this with a nice, calm, peaceful music in the background. Let me do my thing. Chat with everybody. Nice and relaxed. So tell me, chat, how has your day been going? Everything been going good, everybody? Ooh, up to 8 viewers now. I feel special. And remember, we are about $1,000 away from me sending you my nudes. I've seen a lot of... Goodest boy, thank you for joining us. How is it going? I've seen a lot of cool mods for Ark Survival. Oh, that's one of those games which if I had teenager time, I would play the hell out of that probably. But alas, with the time I have, I can't even so much as download it. But it does look like an interesting, fun game. There is also the massive variety in mods, and many can be calibrated by the MCM, allowing unique game. Definitely. Again, people need to, not people, but companies need to embrace the idea of modding. One of the things I wondered if I'll ever be able to get to it is, I'm writing that story on YouTube, using help from the comments about ninjas. And I'm wondering if at some point, if I can actually get to the story, if there'll be a divergent path of the plot, where there is so much whatchamacallit, excuse me, my brain broke a little bit again. So much conflict in the community over which way a plot should go, that I finally go, okay, we're making 2 separate stories and we'll see how they go. I think that'll be fun. There's a lot of fun things I want to do if I had the time. Unfortunately, right now, every single little thing with this business, including bagging all of the teas, which takes hours, is something I gotta do entirely by myself because I do not have the money to be able to hire somebody at the moment. Everyone got a turkey to eat? I do not. I am waiting until Friday when all the turkeys go on sale and I can buy them for like 10 cents a pound. Then I will eat turkey. Okay, I did all that. Now I can make this a little bit cleaner. Sorry, talking to myself about all of this. Okay. Companies need to embrace the idea of communities which are not stagnant and can interact with the brand itself. Yes, that is definitely true. Didn't somebody say something that I missed? Oh, the guy that made False Guard was hired by Bungie. I do not know what False Guard is, so I cannot comment on that. But again, a guy who made a thing was hired by the company. I plan to do a lot of that. Yes, companies definitely need to embrace the idea of communities which are not stagnant and can interact with the brand itself. That's one of the things the Dragon Treasure is going to have a lot of. God, there's some things I really want to talk about the future things I plan to do. Except without a signed NDA in closed spaces, I cannot. Because I cannot risk other people stealing my ideas. It'll be that good where I cannot even speak without an NDA. For those who don't know, NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, which means if you sign it and information about whatever we talk about leaks, I can sue you to the ground. You will not believe the amount of projects I have lined up. But much of it will need to be dictated to other people. Because unfortunately, time is a thing which I cannot get around. I don't even really like tea that much. Goodest boy, you are wrong. Everybody loves tea, they just don't know it yet. If you try some of my tea, you will see a huge difference. But either way, tea will not be the only business that my brand will be involved in. I've mentioned this before in a little bit, is I'm also going to be involved in the gym life. I will have Dragon's Gym. By gym I mean actual like big box gym. Because I've mentioned this before, I used to be a personal trainer. And fitness was a huge part in my life, like you will not believe. And since I was in the fitness industry, I know a couple of things. And since I'm also in the not an old man industry, I can improve on some of the things that the gym industry does. The gym industry has been stagnant since like the 1970s. They do not know how to evolve. And the things I have planned will make them evolve. But again, I cannot speak about it until I get myself an NDA. Which that will not happen until I can make more money, hire more people, work on more projects, let more money flow in, and on the nice cycle goes. I'm going to be adjusting my mic a little bit. I want everyone to tell me in a little bit if the sound is okay. Okay, how is the sound like this? Does it sound just fine, or do I need to adjust again? Gotta wait a few seconds for the chat to pick up. Oops, I do not want you. I love the not an old man industry. Too bad it's mandatory to go there in a while. It's amazing how little gyms have really evolved. It's kind of sad. The sound was always okay. Alright, good. Companies are control... Oh, I can read it up here. That's easier to read. So I have four screens at the moment. Right. Companies are control freaks. They are scared that people will damage the brand even though no one thinks they are associated with the companies. Like 4chan and naming new Mountain Dew flavors. It's one of the things. You can easily distinguish between, hey, this is the official Mickey Mouse brand, and hey, this is a this is a legal but distinctly different Mickey Mouse brand made by fans. You know, have levels of quality. Quality. Excuse me while I take a sip. Clear my throat. I did all the stuff to get ready for the stream, but I forgot to make myself tea. Shame on the tea man. Okay, I finished labeling and I'm moving on to the bagging portion. So I had to adjust the mic. Now, there is a certain thing to be said about companies needing to clamp down on certain things. You know, for example, I've had people try to advise me for my tea store my anime themed tea store that I should tone down on the anime. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. This is an anime themed tea store. Are you insane? You would think after a massive boost in use, you would start to become more efficient. The gym industry, at least. Yeah, you would think so, but they do not want to, they don't want to properly evolve. Let me put it like this. I will preface this... Of course, I've stopped moving. I will preface this by saying that this does not mean personal trainers are conscious of what I'm about to say. But the industry thrives on not actually making you as fit as you could be. It's more efficient if you lose, let's say, 1 pound at a time when you go to a class, as opposed to if you lost 3 or 4 pounds. And so the books they made me read to get my certification and whatnot, I could see their systems and how they were laying things out. All the systems did was really prolong the person's training. It did enough to give them that feel like, hey, I really worked hard because I'm breathing heavy. But that doesn't mean they actually got a good workout. You can do stuff to make you breathe heavy, but it does not mean you had a good workout. I always received many comments from my classes about how it was a difference and it made them breathe a lot heavier. And they can feel the lactic acid, the burn feeling. But in the same breath, hired actors, writers, etc., who say extremely divisive things openly. Yeah, that's gonna be one of the things I am going to be purging when I can finally overtake Funimation and have my own studio to do all this stuff. But if you want to be on Twitter and be all political and whatnot, don't you dare mention that you work for my company. Do not have me mentioned anywhere. Or, you can say, hey, I work for Dragon's Treasure, but do not open your mouth for anything political. It doesn't matter if you say my opinions are my own. As far as I'm concerned, if you claim on your Twitter or Facebooks that I work for this company, you are now 24/7 representing that company. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing doesn't matter. That is the perception of other people. And that's what I have to work with and everybody else. I'll make damn sure nobody tries to push any politics in the dubs like they've been doing. Kind of sad. I already am well aware that many of my anime projects in the future are going to piss a lot of people off because they're going to take longer than normal to come out. And that's because I am not going to put the anime artists through the ringer. I'm going to pay them well. I'm going to let them take the breaks. They don't need to work 18 hours a week. They got to provide me high quality because of that. Mystery Misty. Oh, hey, I can actually watch the stream on time. Cool. I'm just so glad I don't bother with social media. Oh, I wish I could not bother with social media, but alas, when you're in business like I am, you must do social media. Except, honestly, for Facebook, I'm kind of done with my T-Business page on Facebook because they changed the algorithm so much that I no longer get any reach. Unless, of course, I pay them hundreds of dollars so I can reach maybe 20 more people. So good job, Facebook. You chased me out. Or do it with a fake username. The fact that they have the job on the Twitter bio is ridiculous. I fully agree. I will let all of my workers know that if you put anyone on your bio that you work for me, congratulations. You are now 24/7 representing me. And any mistake you make, I don't care what it is, now represents me. So do you want to play that game or not? So yes, the tea business, the voice acting business, the gym business. Might be a few other businesses here or there, but one step at a time. I gotta be able to pay rent on a continuous basis. So far, I have not missed any rent payments, but honestly, I don't know how I'm pulling it off. This month alone, let me think of how to properly word this. Out of all the different types of work that I do, I would say around $3,500 a month, give or take about $500, is what I usually make. This month alone, in purely unexpected or uncommon things I have to pay for, I've had to pay close to $3,500 this month. Purely unexpected expenses. On top of all my other expenses. And somehow I am staying afloat. This has been quite a good month though, so that's good. That's one of the other things I mentioned in my little notes section. So right now, I'm running this business as a dirt poor type of person. There's a lot of things people can say when they're in a good spot, which you know damn well if they were in a bad spot, they would not be saying that. But the way I see it, since I am in this spot, I can say a lot of things that when I become much bigger later down the line, is going to hold a lot more water. You know, because I don't have millions of dollars to hide behind my virtue signal at the moment. Using the company they work for as a way to get attention, yes. Sorry about that, just thinking about some things. So out of curiosity, anybody who is with me right now, a total of 5 viewers, anyone have any business related questions? It's probably not a common or popular topic, but I think I have a way of making boring subjects fun. Because I know how to talk about them with the layman. What time is it anyway? 6:20 p.m. Alright, not too bad. We're going for a little under an hour. We'll see how far I can get through all this tonight. Which I'm not going at too bad of a pace right now. Getting a little bit faster. It's been a weird day. Pretty much lost my entire morning. How do you plan to advertise your business in extremely unique ways? I am done with paying for Facebook ads and whatnot. The money that's come back to me from that is not worth it. One of the things I've taken up doing is giving certain YouTubers a care package of my tea and giving them a bit of a donation via super chats, saying, can I get myself a nice little shout out? And they do, and the money generally starts to flow. Which allows me to give them more money, which gives me more money, and a nice back and forth we go. You know, so depending on how things go in the stream and what I say, I can give somebody $60, and I can turn that into $3,000. Which most advertising companies will say, yeah, nobody can do something like that. But alas, I've been able to. I'm still looking for other YouTubers, by the way. Yes, Nick Schilling definitely worked well. One of the reasons I went through Mr. Nick Furcada is I am quite tired of the cancel culture who is going to one day come after me. Because being a white male And white is kind of subjective because of the country I was born in and how close we are to the Middle East. But anyway, they're going to see that I'm doing Asiatic stuff. And they're going to say it's cultural appropriation and they're going to want to cancel me. And at this point, I've had enough of them. Like I've mentioned a few times before, in 2018, they tried to cancel me. I like pecan pie. It was pumpkin pie, but I had pumpkin pie earlier today. I almost had pecan. Have I done this before? If so, was it effective? What is this? Do you mean the YouTube advertising part, or... Yep. What happened with the cancel thing? I will fully tell this story with nothing left out because it is just a load of crap. So there was somebody who, like I said, I pay attention to who comments, who follows me, and if I see your name enough, I remember it. So it was somebody who followed my business for a while. Never bought anything, but they did follow my business on Facebook. Advertising through other YouTubers. Nick was the first one I did. And it turned out surprisingly well. Right now I'm on the hunt for more YouTubers, but the big ones are especially difficult to find. Not to find, but to get in contact with. So yeah, back in 2018, what happened was some guy from The Guardian, some white British asshole, oh, there goes monetization. Some white British guy wrote an article saying how tea is boring, bland, generic, and just basically crap, and nobody should buy it. So I posted a screenshot of the article with an angry face saying, "Who wants to join me in a lynch mob?" Now, this social justice creature, who's been following me for a while, took grave offense to this, because I said lynch mob. And as a lot of people, I guess, know, there's a lot of Western connotations to that. Now me, being a foreigner, living from Eastern Europe, living in this Western country, who is thoroughly obsessed with Chinese and Japanese, obviously Eastern cultures, who practices an Eastern philosophy. His business is centered around the East. His teacher is a mixture of African and Indian practices. I don't hold the usual connotations as other people. And so she took great offense because I guess I offended the whole of the black community because I said lynch mob. Yeah. Now, because of the way she came at me, with so much vitriol and hate right off the bat, that I recognize this situation. I recognize that there is no appeasing this person. If I apologize, it's not going to matter. So I did not back down. Now, should I have used that term? I don't know. Probably I could have used something else. I mean, I was definitely not thinking of, I was not thinking of slave time black people when I said that. And it would not have been too difficult if she just went, "Oh, hey, by the way, that's, it's a little bit offensive to African Americans because of the connotations." I probably would have been like, "Oh, okay, my bad. Didn't mean it like that. Moving on." But no. The venom that spewed from this person right off the bat was, amazing. So I did not apologize. So what this person did was they gathered their friends to come after me. And it's kind of hilarious because, like I said, I can see the names and recognize them. And I can also click in their profiles to see if they follow me, when they followed me, what comments they've made, what they've liked, etc. And these people are coming after me saying they supported me so much, but they're never going to buy my tea again. They never bought my tea in the first place. Oops. Oh, give me... Oh, okay, yeah. They never bought my tea in the first place. And they never even followed the page. So I did not apologize, and I just banned them from my page. At this time, I was working... I should not say working for... There was a business around my area called The Collective, which its name alone should give you a moment for pause, but I was still very early in my business, and I decided, you know what, I'll put up with it. I'll put up with this commie bullcrap and see what happens. And the way it worked was that it was a brilliant scheme, like just pure communist perfection, because what I would do is I would rent out a little space in the store. And with renting out the space, I can sell my tea. I get 100% of the profits of my tea. But most months, I never made money. Because I couldn't make up $200 some per month, because no customers were coming in. So for the person who owned the business, they still got money coming in, and it would not matter if they got no customers whatsoever. She would still get paid the same. Beautifully genius. But these people that I mentioned before, who were on the Facebook page, decided to contact this person and tell them, hey, this person hates African Americans or some other bullcrap. And the Collective, without even bothering to speak to me, canceled my contract. Because of the way I was promoting the Collective on the Facebook page, it made it seem like it was like our main store or whatever, because I was trying to bring more people in. So these people were trying to, in their minds, ruin my entire business. End all of it. Everything I worked up to for that point in time. They tried to end all of it. Luckily, all they did was get me out of a contract I wanted out of, but they didn't know that. They tried to end me. And as at that point, I decided, you know this whole neutrality thing I've been talking about for a long time? Maybe I shouldn't be so neutral. Maybe I should find the people who would want to end my entire business at the drop of a hat and not cater to them. And so that's kind of what I am doing. I mean, if they want to buy my tea, sure, I'll take your money. I'm not gonna dance for you. And so that's the story of how the mob tried to come for me and cancel me. Kind of part one. There's a few other stories, but they're not as important, and I don't want to get into them because... well, because of reasons. And as I've discovered, the people who do not like cancel culture tend to have a lot more money. Like I said, let me check something real quick with my finances. Give me 1 second. Ooh, not too bad. Okay, go to you. I'll click on you. Bear with me, folks. Oops, nope, that's not what I want. That is what I want. Apply. Oh, I'm about $1,000 away from making as much money in this year as the previous 4.5 years of business combined. Let that sink in a little bit. So in year 5, I'm about 1,000 away from making as much as years 1 through 4 combined. That is a huge growth. Most of it in the past August, September, October, in the past 4 months. So yeah, I am not going to cater to people who want to cancel my business and who don't give me money to begin with. Co-ops? I have nothing against co-ops if they want to do that, but I am not going to run my business as a co-op. If other companies want to do it, all the power to them. I am not against it. But just the way I want to do things, Exponential growth, yeah. I'm hoping to continue this trend. So making that last $1,000 is my year-end goal. After that goal, my next goal, I might be able to complete it this month, is I want to go a full month without needing to drive for Uber or Grubhub or any of those other companies, which I have not been able to do for a long time now. I want a full month where I'm going to be fully funded by my tea and Airbnb, but that doesn't really take much away from me. After that goal, my next goal is going to be when a month begins and after the rent is paid and all the bills are paid, I still have at least $5,000 in the bank. Ever since my store went kaput back in 2018, when everything just went to hell, things have not been as happy-go-lucky and sunshiny. Now, these are my struggle years. But I knew I was going to face this if my store failed. Didn't realize it was going to be this bad, but I made my bed, I am sleeping in it. I do not expect to get bailed out. Did I just... Uh-oh. 1 second, fam. Talking to you has kind of made me make some mistakes. Let's see. That'll work. 1 second. Okay, I'm bad. Shit. I kind of mixed up two of my teas, Wrath and Sebastian's, but luckily since they're so different in smell, I can figure it out easy. Okay. Yes, struggle years and yet massive growth. There was not massive growth in 2018 or 2019. Granted, every year since I've opened has made more money than the previous year. I mean, this year is just woof. Okay, so you, Wrath. You were Sebastian's. You're Sebastian's. Sebastian's. Obviously Sebastian's. Okay, I am a little bit confused. Oh, let's see how I managed to mess up this much. Actually, this makes no sense. How did I... Should I just restart? No. Nope, there you are. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Gotta fix my mistakes. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it all makes sense. I am back on track. Little mistakes like this happen every once in a while. Take away some of the time I have to work, but such is life. Hi-oh! Thank you for the $5, apathetic monster. Quick, someone donated $1,000 in some worthless currency. Nope, it's gotta be 1,000 USD. When that happens, I will send you my nudes. You only have about a day left. Alright, so what was I saying before I got completely off track with my silly mistakes? Okay. 1, 2, 3. So why do I have 5? Should you want them? It's in the eye of the beholder. Okay, I see my mistake. I just accidentally made 1 extra bag of Sebastian's. I can just drink that on my own next time I go out. Not a problem. Okay. Yes, cancel culture is ruthless to small business and creators. It is really bad for us. But I survived it a few times. It's not easy, especially when it happens. The nudes counter has not gone up. Oh, is this one of those things I gotta manually do? Damn it. Alright, 1 second. I will manually increase the amount of money that has come in. At least I hope I can. Yep, there you go, current amount. Wait, what? Come on, you. Why am I unable to change this? That is weird. Alright, 1 second. Let me pull this up and see what's going on here. So I got it listed right here. Current amount, but I can't change it. Well, this is just silly. Why can't I change it? Alright, what's going on? Oh, here's a question. How much do you actually like tea? I've heard stories of people who work in food places that end up hating the food that they work with because they see so much of it. Yeah, that's not something which has happened for me, thankfully. I still love it tremendously. I'm also not very picky. I mean, when I used to work at Chipotle, I had the same exact type of burrito every single day. Every single day for... How long did I work there again? A year and a half? Something like that? Okay, now come on. What is the point of having this if I can't change it on the fly? Okay, what if I do? I'm gonna just end the goal. Goal amount 1,000. Starting amount 5. End it dash 25 dash 2020. Start goal. Oops. Oh, this is just silly. Alright, there you go. I gotta do it again, I guess. Yes, yes, okay. 11-25-2020. Start to go. End date must be in the future. That is the future. Today's the 24th. Alright, whatever. 26th. How about that? There we go. I don't get why I can't change it on the fly, though. That is just silly. Okay, there we go. $5 to go. But yes, I have not had any feeling of, oh, I've had enough of tea. One of the good things about tea. That's how good it is. Can't get sick of it. Monopoly money. What's the CA $5? How much money is that really? What did you do? You know what they say about screwing over T-men? We stab you. Aren't these money counters supposed to be automatic? Yeah, they're supposed to be automatic. I don't know why it didn't go up. Oh, it's Canadian? Why'd you give me Canadian dollars? Maybe that's why it didn't go up. I don't care about the currency of those albino Eskimos. Canadian dollars. Look at that, you've upset my cat. You're Canadian. Albino Eskimo. Well, you've made a powerful enemy, Canada. Or one day powerful. Should that be there? That should not be there. Oh yeah. Where should I put my scissors? I'll put you over here. Okay. Those tricky Canadians. Fool me once, shame on you. I will not be fooled again. Still at 5 viewers. So like I mentioned before, I was supposed to begin this stream at 3 o'clock. But then Mr. Nick Ricada decided, hey, I'm going to stream at 3 o'clock myself. Which made me push mine back. And he was all like, oh, don't worry, I'll give you a shout out when my stream is done. Well, it looks like he didn't do that. He left me in the cold. He hurt me. What reminds me of a quote from Team Fortress 2. You Scotsmen don't exist. You're just Englishmen with a dress. Ooh, I got another 2 Canadian dollars. Hooray. Cat's being all cute trying to get my attention. It's not gonna work. It's work time, kitty. Go back to sleep. Get on, you. $5 Australian dollars. Dollary dues? I do not know. I do know that $1 American is worth like $1.33-ish for Northern Ireland. There's a streamer I watch of League of Legends called Rezone Games who lives in Northern Ireland. And sometimes I give him my money. But I donate $1 and it comes out to $1.33 on his end. Hooah. $3.68. Ooh. Donate about $100. Let's see what it comes out to. Yeah, what's today? Tuesday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Interesting. 1 Canadian is 75 US cents. You screwed me, Canada, man. Oh, I'm thirsty again. I can't believe I forgot to make myself tea. Let me go yell at some people, see if I can get more people to watch this. Canada is monopoly money. Alright, let's find some people I can yell at. We'll see if that worked out. Okay. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. There is no anime that I watch that comes out on Wednesday. Tomorrow morning I gotta go back to the repair shop to get my car finally fixed and lose those $380. Oh, don't tell me I made that mistake. I don't think I did. Okay, good. That's my level of intelligence. I can barely talk while bagging teas at the same time. So yes, tomorrow's plan, go to the car repair shop, get that fixed. Yes, most of your exposure for your tea from my YouTube channel. I would say most of my exposure is from Mr. Nick Ricada over on his channel. He is the YouTube lawyer that I like to follow, and he has given me the most business. But my regular YouTube channel is second to that. I have seen a lot of people come from my videos to buy some stuff, which is fantastic. Of course, when I made the YouTube channel, it was never... Promotion is obviously a part of it, but it's not the only part. If you look at a video like Good and Logging, does it look like I made it just to promote some tea? No, I put my heart and soul into that. And that is the video I wish would go viral, not the Naruto one. I'm not ashamed of it or anything, but in terms of how much I like the videos, I really want a lot of people to see the Good and Logging one. And my Dragon Ball series when it's finished. Right now I'm on part 2 of the Dragon Ball series, and I might have to do more vocal edits than the other ones because, I don't know, some things are not coming off as good. That's one of the things with script writing for the YouTube videos, is something works really well in your head, but then when you actually put it in the video with the music playing in the scenes, it doesn't feel the same. Oh, we're back down to 3 viewers. Yeah, I don't really intend for these type of streams to bring in a lot of people. These streams are more for people who already follow me and like my work. That was close. Give us a chance to talk and chat. And make a couple of super chats, even if it's Canadian super chats. The Dragon Ball video gave me an interesting perspective on the series. Yes, Dragon Ball is just much better than people realize. And I'm hoping I can do some justice and letting people realize that. And just the question is, can I get around copyright when I do that? Be interested in hearing your experience immigrating to the US if you have time for those of us interested in immigrating, as it can be hard to find clear information. I was only 5 years old when I moved here, so I cannot be of that much help, unfortunately. Mr. Satanic Potato with the $5. Do you take recommendations for teas? I have a taste for apple and cinnamon. Do you have anything like that? And if not, would you consider adding one? Applejack's Honesty. Actually, I can... There we go. Applejack's Honesty. Apple pieces, cinnamon, rose hips, orange peel, clove, elderberry, green ribose, and natural cinnamon flavor. That is the tea in Applejack's Honest Tea. Crap, what tea was I making just now? Okay. And thank you for the $5. You'll be surprised at how much I appreciate it. When people say they thank you for even so much as $2, We really mean it, especially when you're as poor as I am. Like, you will be amazed at how much those $2 go. I think I mentioned this before. Let me see, which day was it? The 9th of this month. I had 42 cents in my bank account. I'll let you think about that. I had 42 cents in my bank account in the same month in which I have almost $3,500 of unexpected expenses. Let that stress flow through you. And somehow I am making it through, which is, I'll be honest, even I don't understand how I'm doing it at this point. But it's just the way business stuff works. And because I am so dirt poor, and I know the struggle, as kids put it, if later on down the line when I make my millions and billions of dollars, if somebody makes some kind of a comment about me not earning it, or I don't know what it's like, I'm going to just straight up stab them with a... I will leave it at that. I will leave it at stabbing them. I'm not sure that's much better, but... hopefully you understand the passion I have for being angry at some type of comments like that. I have been through, and I'm still going through, many of my struggles. And I do not take kindly of anyone pooping all over my struggles. It's not to say there's not people who have struggled more. There certainly are. That doesn't mean my struggles are A-okay. One of the things I look forward to when I have my physical store is people coming in and them telling me about their struggles. It's one of the things that unites us as people, I feel. We all have some different type of tragedy we're trying to get over. Also, any chance of the Game Boy mugs coming back? Am I out? Am I out of the Game Boy mugs? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta check on this. Mr. Satanic Potato, I have one Game Boy mug left in my hidden spots that I have for occasions like this. Let me know whenever you want to make that purchase, and I will put it on the website just for you. But otherwise, right now my main goal is to get to the point where I can afford to restocking that type of stuff. Have you seen... I have not. I'm gonna actually put that in my phone right now, exclamation point. I'm gonna search for them on YouTube. Explanation point. There we go. Subscribe. I'm gonna leave this up. So I will check them out probably later tonight. I completely forgot. My apologies. Right. But yeah, in terms of ordering the teaware again, one, I gotta find people who I can work with again. And two, I gotta make the money to be able to buy it back. I am impressed that the Game Boy mug sold out like this because I bought, what was it, 24 at a time? at a time when I really should not have. But they have sold like crazy the past month, which I love. Yeah, I need to, how about now? Yeah, sure thing. Give me 1 second. I will do that on the fly. Because this is the type of customer service I hope to continue even when I have millions of customers. Okay, I'll go to you. My products. All products. Search. Game Boy. Color changing mug. Oh, come on. There you are. Inventory. Boom. Adjust by 1. Save. Alright, Mr. Satanic Potato, you are good to go. Thank you for letting me know, and I'm going to add the Game Boy mugs to the list of many, many things I need to get. One of my current plans is that Shopify, which is the Canadian company that I use to host all of my store stuff, has little microloans they give people. And my hope is when I reach a certain amount with them, I can get one of those microloans and use it to restock on all of the teaware, which I'm out. Not all, because some of it isn't even made anymore. But as much of the teaware stuff as I can. Because I recognize that seeing the sold out for like everything is it's not a good look for the business. And also got to put in the effort to make sure the businesses are good, because I do not want to be using no slave labor. Damn Canadians. Let's see, some updates on future teas. I'm pretty sure I am good to go with the bourbon whiskey flavor tea. I'm gonna let Mr. Nick Ricada give that a sample of, or give him a sample of, and see how he likes it. Again, I do not drink the alcohol, so it seems to be real. Yeah, it is the reality. I will give Mr. Nick Ricada a sample of the bourbon whiskey tea. I don't drink alcohol, so I only have an idea of what whiskey really tastes like. I mean, I've had it, but it's not the same. You sure can get you a good deal on slaves. Nah, no thank you. I will prefer to not use slaves. I will prefer to do certain things to the people who own the slaves, but that is a matter for another day. What was I thinking? Oh yeah. So aside from that tea, also working on a blackberry sage oolong tea. But working with sage is difficult. Really difficult. Not as difficult as smoky tea. Oh, look at this. I have a sale. Okay, that works well. And Mr. Satanic Potato, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra for that order because you have been quite nice with your purchases, and I am appreciative of that. Sailor Mercury, you are up next. Oof, Trudeau. So I plan to do a lot of things that on paper sound like terrible ideas, but probably won't be. Which is, I plan to not open up my stores in certain places. Yes, I'm a little bit lost in chat. Apathetic Monster, what are you agreeing with? I missed it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, I hate sitting for this long, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know if I will ever have a store open in Canada because of the way the taxes work and just the way their anti-successful business miscommunication, probably. Pretty much any place that seems to be anti-business or anti-guy who is successful, I plan to take my ball and go home. So I do not plan to open in any major city. So I will not be opening up in Chicago, that's for damn sure. LA, actually all of California, even the places that are not LA specific, just because the entire government and taxes, I'm not dealing with that. Until they fix it. If they fix it, then things will change, but as things stand now, if I am not welcome, I can just take my ball and go home. That is my plan. Even though I fully intend to become like a multi-billionaire, it doesn't mean I'm chasing the money. The money itself will come naturally. I'm definitely looking forward to having my own physical store. It's a little bit of quiet time again. Feel free to say something else, chat. Give me something else to talk about. Oop, I got a couple messages I gotta look at. In the middle of me working. I got 4 screens up. I gotta look at the messages on my phone. What is this? That works. Other people shilling my stuff. Fantastic. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Did I just mess up again? No, I didn't. Too many things to focus on. Right now, my cat is asleep next to me, sleeping on his back again, like he always does. Cute little thing. What do I read? A lot. Nowadays, not as much as in the past. I still try and read when I can. For certain reasons, I will not go into what I'm reading currently. But definitely a lot of books on business, on economics. Ooh, I am really out of this tea. I gotta put this to the side and figure out how I'm gonna get more of that. Business, economics, history, a lot of history. A lot of war books. I'm a bit of a war buff. Don't really read any fiction. I don't even remember the last fiction book I read. It's been a while. Those self-development type books, preferably ones that are not cheesy. You know, things which I can actually put into action and not just make yourself feel good with thoughts. No, give me something to do. I have not read any fitness-related book in a while. Oh, biographies. I have a lot of biography books I've read. Mostly on big, important, successful people. Such as Mr. Miyamoto Musashi. Philosophy books, but I'm kind of trying to think of a good way to put this so I don't sound like a jerk. I'm kind of done with a lot of philosophies and listening to other people talk about philosophy because all they have is just ideas that don't really need to be put into practice. Unless your philosophy is something I can actually do, like within the relative immediate, I don't really care for it. I'll put it like this. Do I seem like a moral, philosophical man if I say, currently I am not going to go and bomb North Korea? Am I a good person for saying that? Well, no, I can't bomb North Korea. So what's the point of me talking about how good of a person I am for not doing that when I can't even do it? And that's the way a lot of people's philosophy goes. Ooh, in this hypothetical situation, it's never going to happen. I would do this. Look at how good and smart I am. Self-help books just leave me more interested or confused rather than set on like a path. Well, it's kind of thing for paths. You gotta set the path on your own. And be ready to make a lot more mistakes than successes when you're walking any path. And your path is gonna change, it's gonna diverge, it's gonna do a lot of things you never expected it to do. Like, honestly, having this tea business was never part of my initial path. It's really surprising how things came to this point in my life. I mentioned I was a martial artist back in the day. My whole thing was supposed to be centered on fighting. Beating people up, among many other things. Yeah, so how did a guy go from learning the deadly arts of kung fu or whatever else to now bagging some tea while speaking with this type of lovey-dovey music in the background? Shit happens. Things get weird. When you're committed to the path, I should say. A lot of people they claim they walk a path and they're not really walking anywhere. I made another oopsie, but oh, there we go. Oopsie is fixed. And there you are. Okay. Sounds like an introduction to an anime. I have had a interesting life. Let's just put it like that. You know it's interesting because I have no intention of ever talking about it because of the consequences of me talking about my past lives. Or the past things I've done in this life. Just the old dude who talking about his days of fighting, and now just a tea man. I definitely do miss those days. All of the training, the self-improvement, testing myself, pushing myself beyond my limits. Seeing how far I can go, how hard I can punch, all that nice stuff. And now, I just hope I can comb my hair without throwing up my back. Alright, I gotta go, but I'll definitely check this one out next time you do one of these. Excellent, thank you for joining us, Mystery Misty, and I do hope to see you again in the future. Now I'm all nostalgic. Musashi, what you doing, buddy? talking to my cat. Yeah, if I didn't mention, I named my cat after Musashi, the famous martial arts swordsman. I named my other cat, the one who's like 20-something years old, Duke. I named him after Duke Nukem. This was back in... When was Duke Nukem relevant again? Back then. That's how old he is. I also know. Actually, I'm not going to talk about what I was going to name the other cats. Let's just say you want to name your pets really stupid things when you're in middle school. By the way, your tea has helped me lose weight by virtue of me not drinking sodas and sugary coffees. That is excellent to hear. And the personal trainer within me really makes me happy. Still doing the good I want to do. And thank you again for the super chat. Really helpful. Two sides of a man, Duke and Musashi. Well, they're both intense figures. I would say more Duke and Musashi on one side. Be a good example. I don't know, My Little Pony on the other. Even though I haven't watched that in God knows how long, but I view that as kind of being the essence of making up a human being. You gotta be able to do both. Cut people down with a sword, and help people when they need help. Man, aren't boiled leaves great? Exactly. Boiled leaves are the best. Oh, but I do not need you, so I can put you to the side. What is this? Oh, that is not good. It is not good at all, but I'll make it work. There's a lot of stuff I need to get more of, but alas. Next month should be considerably better in terms of income. I'll get back to getting Airbnb guests. Christmas is coming, so people are going to want to buy gifts. Although really, this is the slow month for Airbnb, so I'm really probably only going to make like $200 off of that. I'm not going to get any ad revenue money this month. What I should say next month. This month I got $200. But then next month, which is going to be my November revenue, I'm going to get nothing because I've only made $50-ish. I need to make at least $100 before they send it to me. That is the way it works. One, two, three, four. Mugs for Christmas if I can get some freaking mugs again. Oh, I had plans of how this month was gonna go. None of them worked out, but that's par for the course. What's more important than making good plans is being able to adapt when those good plans inevitably fail. You gotta make plans for the general path you want to go. And you gotta be quick, flexible, and nimble like a cat to be able to change as the winds blow you from one side to another. going for almost 2 hours. Okay, good. Good. Hooah. Got 4 viewers. Ooh, you know what I just realized? For my bourbon whiskey tea that's gonna be coming up, that definitely needs to have some kind of a name behind it. But what kind of anime trope or anime character or special move or something can I name after the bourbon whiskey tea? It's like 1 AM in England now. Oh boy. Alright, go off to sleep and enjoy yourself. Thank you for stopping by, Radoslav. Alright, we've got 4 viewers right now. Anybody in the comment section wish for me to speak about anything specifically? Feel free to throw things out. I can talk about philosophical things, but I try and stay away from political things. Because political things tend to lead to bad stuff, and I am a team man, not a politics man. One thing I wish I could do is make political jokes. But you can't really do that in this current atmosphere. One thing that impressed me, Animaniacs came back for a new season after, what was it, 22 years or something? And honestly, they have not lost a step. It really feels like the old Animaniacs. And everybody was a target, which I loved. No one was left out. I do have some criticisms, but I'm going to keep those to myself, but I would highly recommend checking out the new season of Animaniacs. It was fantastic. Oh, that's a lot of tea. Okay, seems like the viewers have begun to wind down, and I myself need to kind of hit the gas with this a little bit. So if nobody else has anything else to add, I can go ahead and close the stream. And if you do, feel free to just say it, and I will keep on talking. But it doesn't seem like it, so it's been a good stream, not as long as the last one, but did some good work. Thank you everybody who showed up, and especially thank you to those who give super chats. I really mean it. I appreciate it more than you know. And I will talk to